Alright, so I think I ran into a little bit of a mishap here. Um, I don't know if I was live on YouTube currently as we went through the beginning of this park, so just a little quick rundown, and we can ride this coaster again since it is a roller coaster for those who missed it, and we'll also give the shooting ride a ride again just because it's a shooting ride and I gotta beat that score that I got last time, which was nowhere near the high score. So maybe we'll try and do that. But just a little quick rundown. We went through each building. We got the info here, our hotel here. We have a general market here, which is our hat's fantastic, and then we have a bank with an ATM, and then our sheriff building, which actually houses our staff building, and then we have our stable and rodeo ride here, just a flat ride and queue, and our Cobra just broke down. That's nice. And then we also went through the saloon and just kind of looked at the Chief Beef and the Gulpy Soda there. And then we rode our Rocky Ridge Mine Runner, but we'll go and ride that one again just in case I did screw something up. And we didn't get to, oh, no, just in case you guys did get to miss this because I messed it up. Anyway, here we are. We're leaving the station again once again, and we'll be going up the hill, and I won't talk through the rides because I don't want to obstruct like the immersion into the ride itself. Alright, so we just finished our roller coaster ride there for the second time, because again, I don't know if I was live or not. I think I wasn't because I didn't hit it on YouTube, but I hit start stream on the OBS, so I thought it would start on YouTube as well. I guess it didn't. So I guess we take that path from the station right here, we go across and back out in between the salon and the actual Golden Gulch jewel shop. And you know what we'll do is we'll ride the log flume as well. So we'll take a little gander through the queue here. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. So this queue is way more like packed than I thought it was gonna be. I guess it's because it's a water ride and they don't flow as well. And why is it going crazy like that? It's not what I want it to do. Let's see. Does that work? Okay, that one works better. Maybe. Shouldn't be. But, so you can see, like, here, this whole queue area is crazy packed, which is insane, and it also runs all the way out there, and I guess we missed it because I went crazy fast. It's packed out here, too, and it's even in that station over there. That's not even the full queue yet, because there's still another part where we have to go upstairs, and that is still full. So luckily we do have the priority pass, and we also have VIP access, and we're gonna go all the way through to the very station. And this is not where we want to be right now, but we'll get on that log flume that just is in the station there, and we'll leave on this one. So this one, I think I'll talk through the water rides since they do take a little bit longer to do. And we might even get a little bit of immersion with roller coaster. I don't think we'll get, no, not on the lift hill. That coaster is going started a little bit before us, I would say. But this is gonna be, I didn't turn right on the roller coaster, like looking right, because I just kind of forgot, to be honest. But we'll look at that when we go on this ride, because there is that whole area that has all those gems and water splashes and stuff. So We'll definitely make sure you guys will see that in this ride. And we also have a little bit of different theming. This one has a lot more animatronics and details than the actual roller coaster itself. And oh, I guess I should turn because it's kind of hard to see. So the only thing that I do have is some things are sunk through the ground, and the rafts are a little low to be able to see over the edge. But I think it works out enough, and it works out pretty well for what we wanted to do. And this is actually the first log flume that I created, or first water ride that I created in this park. So I think I did pretty well for it being my first. So, and now we're into this gem room, which is the big mining area. If I were to do something different about this, though, I think I would have tried to sink those gems into the wall a little bit more. And we just got splashed there by a little bit of water. And here's the huge waterfall that we got coming towards us. And now we are fully drenched. And that was somebody going down the river rapids right there. And a little bit more water coming out of the gems there. Just trying to make sure everybody is 100% soaked by the end you get off of this. By the time you get off of this ride. And it does not look like there's gonna be a coaster. Oh, is that the coaster? I don't know. I don't think there's a coaster gonna be interacting with us on this ride here. And now we're coming out of the mountain for a split second, and now we can actually look at the hyper coaster to our right, which is cresting the hill and getting drenched again by our water tower as we look forward. Maybe a little bit of interaction there. Nope, I guess not. So I guess we're on a bad log flume then, or a bad log, I guess, because there's no interaction at all, and a little bit of lag there. Because we're running, actually, this park is running really smooth, I think, for the amount of people that are in here, and then the actual size. I mean, it's not the biggest park that is in Planet Coaster, but it also has almost 5,000 guests. So the way it's running is perfect. We're actually getting about 30 frames per second right now, which is, I think, is pretty well. Right, we're doing pretty well. Now we are gonna round our way back to the station, and we're actually gonna hop off of this since we basically made it to the end. And we don't want to just kind of float all the way to the end because it'll waste a lot of time that we could be riding other roller coasters and other rides. So that is basically gonna conclude our first area. We have gone through this whole area. As I said, we might come back and do the shooting ride again, just try and beat that score, maybe near the end of the stream. And then we're gonna move into our second area. So I think we're gonna go back into this Mexican area here. So actually, let's go into tegidcam again, so we can experience it from the people point of view. Tegidcam, there we go. Whoa, shot forward there. And people are hungry. I don't really care right now. I want to just kind of experience this park. Oh, that's why my controls got all messed up, is because I wasn't in tegidcam anymore. Okay, that makes sense. So, we'll go right in a minute. We'll just kind of go through this area right now. And I'm really happy with, like, the vibe that this whole area has. We have our little balloon ride, which has no queue currently. We have a staff room there, and we have our pip shop. Smoothie, I believe that one is, and that one just kind of filling in for people's thirst here. And as we move down, we still have these string lights going on, different multicolors, and we have our huge restaurant here with the Burrito Bonanza and Gulpy. So not many people in here, although I think they're checking out my Vista Point. That's nice. It looks like they are, although I think they usually take a picture. Oh, I guess she's just watching right now. But you get this amazing view of Chimera and the water ride and the roller coaster. So we'll go take a ride on that in a minute, as one is actually ascending the lift hill. So we'll go take a ride on those in a minute. But first off, we'll just kind of finish off this area, and we'll save the train ride for the very last thing we are going to do. And boy, does that have a long line for the train ride. Wow. Okay, and then coming over here to, I think this is the only unnamed flat ride, and it actually has probably one of the only flat rides with a queue. This one is just unknown one because it's just a weird flat ride. It kind of fits into this theme. I don't know how, but it does. And there's our train going by right there. So yeah, and I also put benches in these things here so people might be sitting on them. And if you see that, it's kind of crazy to see. I think it's really cool just to kind of see the interaction of scenery and people. And we just had some crime stopped, so that's nice. And then over here, our last two shops that are kind of just like slapped on the side. We have this Zoltar guy, prediction dude, and then we have an information kiosk over here as well. And then it wraps around into the Outback area, which we'll get into in a minute. So as we're gonna sprint all the way down here. Yeah, I can't sprint in tegidcam, but this is as fast as I can go, which is actually really fast. We're gonna go across the bridge, and we're gonna go check out the subsection of our Mexican area. It seems like a lot of people are walking back. That does not seem like a good sign here. We'll go this way. And there's no queue for this insane classic flat ride that came in the classic collection, I believe. Yeah, I'd put a lot into work into that queue cover, I think. I made a blueprint for that, I haven't posted it on Steam or anything, but it's really simple, just some wooden poles and then thatch movable roof, and that's about it for that. And then on this other side we have a gift shop, which actually people are coming into, just a memento. So only problem I do have with this is that they cut their feet through here, but I guess it's okay. And then we have our theme maker toolkit. So this park will be available for download after the stream is over for anybody who does want to see for anybody who does want to download this. And we also have a restroom block in here. So you will have to download some theme maker toolkit items, but there aren't too many. I try not to use that much. And then we call this one the Golden Eagle, even though nobody's riding it, so that's kind of sad. And then we made this statue in that half episode, which really wasted all of my time just trying to make a cool statue, and came up with this, which I think is still really cool. And then there's also a vista point over here, which nobody is using. So now we will come down here. So this is Chimera, and we're going to go on the roller coaster first. This queue is crazy long, and I haven't seen it actually waiting out here like the water ride queue is. So I guess the water rides are way more popular in this park than the roller coasters are, which I mean isn't a bad thing. Oh, never mind. That's waiting out here as well. So I mean, all the rides, roller coasters and water rides are pretty popular, but I guess we can skip over to the priority queue. Can I? Yeah, there we go. I think, there we go. So, I mean, this queue is still crazy long. It might not be as bad as that water ride queue. We'll go check that out in a minute. Yeah, we still have to go through all of this area, cut through all these people. Sorry if it's a little kind of wacky trying to get through here. I'm just trying to get to the right as best as I can while showing off the queue. We don't want to be on this one. We want to be on the next train. Just pulled into the station, so we'll give it a minute to load up here, and then we'll go and we'll take a ride on Chimera the Bull. So this is an American Aero looping coaster, which also known as an Aero looping coaster, aerodynamics. And this one has a little bit of an unusual layout with a Immelman loop, and then it also has double loop and then a double corkscrew as well. So some classical parts and some not so classical parts, and it has a lot of interaction with the Ripper Rapids ride, which we will ride after this. So I'll be quiet now so you guys can enjoy this roller coaster. Alright, so we're getting a little bit of lag there on the roller coaster, but we have made it all the way back to the station there, and we didn't have to slam on the brakes there because the train had already left. So, oh, we spawned all the way over here. Where are we? Where are we? Okay, so this is the bridge, so we'll go all the way back over here, and the exit for this actually goes back out the same side and then down these stairs, and then we'll rejoin with the actual path. It is the closest path to the river rapids here, which we're about to get on. So then let's say we're gonna be bad and we're gonna line jump here. We're just gonna come over here, cut all those people, or you know what, since we're priority queue, we don't even need to cut them. So we'll come through here, and this is the inner queue for the water ride here. This is Chimera Fish, and we have a little bit of theming here just to kind of keep it a little bit more realistic and intriguing. Some wall designs, and we are in the station. So let's get on this. This is actually a super long water ride, so I might have to speed it up. It runs like 20 boats, I think, and we'll go into chase mode here because it's the best view, since I don't really want to get sick watching a spinning ride just go through all of this stuff. So now that the people are in, hopefully we'll be leaving the station soon. Man, all those people on that boat look kind of depressed, except when they moved, then they got smiley. Okay, so now we are going out and about. Maybe we'll actually go into orbit view. Orbit? Orbit. That's not orbit. There we go. Maybe? Yeah, because that way I can maneuver the screen and hopefully make it a little bit more, or a little bit easier to see what's going on here. So, after that very short intro to this ride, we are going up the lift hill, and probably based off of all those water effects, everybody is drenched, which is a good thing, because why would you go on a water ride just to not get wet? Most water rides, that's the goal, is to get wet, and obviously thrills as well. But that's what's fun about water rides, is kind of going with your friends and getting wet like that. So anyway, now we are going to turn out of the lift hill, go right, and we're going to get wet by these as well, these little jets here that are coming. I might speed up the ride in the straight sections here. I might not. I don't really know yet. Alright. So yeah, I think we're gonna have to revisit that our first section though, because I think I did screw it up. Anyway, we're not gonna dwell on that. If I need to go back, I'll go back. Now, we did a little bit of a little drop there just to kind of get the blood pumping again, in a little wavy area as well. And I think now we can speed it up, because this is just a super long straight section of what people are doing, and gets wide just so that people can get over here. And now we'll slow it down again, because we are getting to the point where the big drop is coming. So also there's a little bit of coaster interaction here with the ride. The weird thing about this ride is most of the roller coaster happens underneath the water ride, and it pokes up from time to time. And then on the flip side, it happens above the water ride, and the water ride kind of peeks through all the rocks and stuff. So definitely drenched there. Everybody gets drenched, and then obviously we have the little waterfalls off the rocks coming in, and yeah, everybody would be drenched there. And then we kind of get this little out area that it makes way for the drop of the roller coaster. And something that you might have not noticed on the roller coaster is that there's actually steam in the tunnel. So that's kind of an interesting fact there, as we are rolling through this wavy part of the ride, trying to get a little bit more fear into people. And there's a coaster train right there on the block brakes. So maybe we will pass next to them as they move. Never mind. Or maybe looking behind us, it sounded like a coaster just dropped, so maybe we'll see them coming through there. And yeah, we are not doing too well with the water rides and the interaction with the roller coaster, seems like. But now we are entering another part where you are bound to get wet, which is actually this connection area between the gift shop and the station building here, which is a double-decker building for both the roller coaster and the water ride. So that's a little in sight as well, and we're also going to be behind this little statue here, and we'll probably get slapped in the face with some vines as well. And then we'll fast forward again because we're in this straight section here, and a little bit of sprouts there for coming out of the rocks. Oh, there's a little roller coaster interaction when it was right next to us. And then we turn around and we will wait in line to get back into the station. So that is both of the Chimera rides and pretty much this whole Mexican area now. So we're through 2 areas. Now we'll make our way back over here really quickly, and we'll go the long way around. And we need to go back into tegidcam. Let's do that now. Tegidcam. That's not me. There we go. So now that we're back in tegidcam, we can take a walk through this area here, sprint back all the way back here. This is kind of a lame intersection here, nothing crazy going on, but that's kind of how I wanted it to feel, because we're about to enter our third, and not our final area, but our third area, which is this outback theme. Very little trees, not much scenery to look at. We have technically we have 2 roller coasters, but I consider the second roller coaster a water ride. So we have the Golden River Plunge, which we'll definitely get a ride on because it doesn't take that long to ride. And then we have our Cobra, which is the hyper coaster, and then the Outback Autos, which is our car ride, or antique car ride. So first off, we'll ride the antique car ride here. Nothing too crazy. It doesn't have the craziest of queues. I mean, it's still pretty long, but it's nothing too crazy. So we'll get on this here. Yeah, and this ride, on some of the rides, I don't have the priority queue on, and that is because either the queue is too small, or like, oh man, or like it's just not needed for the ride. So here we go on this antique car ride, and like if you think about it in like real life, some rides don't have priority queues. Like a lot of them, it's like the smaller rides that don't get too much attention. So that's why this one doesn't really have a fast lane or a priority queue. So as we kind of cruise through this outback area, we'll take a nice look at the scenery here. Got a wagon, a little camp here, just kind of looking at how people would be surviving out in the wilderness of the outback area and the desert. So, and then to our right, we also have this little rock structure here, and then in front of us, there we have more wagons. This one is actually more, the one on the right is going to be for like moving, and then the one on the left is going to be more for like selling produce. And then, oh, I didn't even notice that there was a third one. And then the last one is for like luggage, again, for like moving and all of that stuff. And there's our produce on the ground there, you know, because why not have it on the ground and maybe get it in some pesticides on it, or pests, I guess. So now as we come through, and again, we're getting a little unlucky, no train. That could have been a little bit of interaction there. Although we still have this train, and no roller coaster over there either. That's no, we're just messing up on, oh, there it is. Well, look at that, coming down the curves and then up a little airtime hill there. But looking to our right, we're going to miss it. It is the little oil pump here that we got, just kind of filling in the area. This kind of works in the theme, really just because it's wooden, and, you know, it's like the old method of getting oil and stuff. And there's the train, too. So maybe our luck is changing. I don't know. And then now we have a little windmill up here, and a rock structure that we're about to go through here. Just a little inner cave, a little bit of interaction here. And then another thing that I also have kind of picked up from making this park is variation of rocks and like different building material. It gets a little hard, but variation of rocks really does break up the what the guests are being able to see, and like what it looks like. And look at that, a second roller coaster train. Wow. And looking to the right, since we're gonna miss it, it's just a little tent coming there. And this guy, I think, no, it's a family. Okay, that's what I was gonna say. It's kind of sad if he's just alone on the little kiddie ride here. And then we have another poster back here, just for the Gulpy drinks. I think it's an advertisement actually for our saloon. And then I put in these little stop signs here, so in reality people would stop here, and the ride people will come back and move you forward onto the station and change everybody out. So, oh wow, we spawned all the way back here again. Oh, and one more thing I did forget to mention. We have a restroom block here, along with our Gulpy and Mexcellente. So a drink shop and a food shop. It's kind of busy over here as well. And this is on the other side of our Mexican train ride, which again we'll ride later on. And while we're over here as well, we'll take a look at our carousel with the like 1,500 piece roof that we made, along with like 1 or 2 trees. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this came out. This is actually my first custom top for the carousel. I don't really play around with the carousels making custom skins, but I did for that one. Now we can move back and we'll ride the roller coaster first. So I'm not in tegidcam anymore, and look at all this trash. So I guess if you guys download this, you might have to look at into the trash situation here. But instead of going through all that crazy queue, which I thought the queue line was way longer, I guess this ride just has a really good operation. We'll come up here into this huge station building, and we'll hop on this coaster, which hopefully doesn't leave without us. Not this one, but the next one. The train number 2. Alright, so as we wait here, I'll be quiet when we start this ride. Alright, so now that we are back at the station, we will get off of this here, like that. And we will actually make our way over to the way less popular ride. Probably besides rodeo and some of the flat rides, probably the least popular ride here, which is our Golden River Plunge, I believe is what it's called. Let me go check that again. Multiple staff members have quit. Okay, that sucks. Golden River Plunge, yep. So, we have a nice station here. I'm actually kind of happy with how the station came out. But nobody likes riding it, I guess. And we'll just, yeah, perfect. We got right on the boat that we wanted to be on here. So, this one I am considering as a water ride, even though it is the Cascade roller coaster. I do consider this a water ride because we don't have the actual water ride to make, rides like this. Okay, so I guess the stream didn't start on the roller coaster. Thanks for commenting on that. Yeah. Oh, it started on the roller coaster. Then I guess we'll just have to. We're just gonna have to deal with it, and I guess we'll redo the entrance area. We'll go back to it because I guess it just didn't save it, which is kind of annoying. I don't like. I thought it would for sure have started with when OBS started. Okay, well, anyway, thank you for letting me know that. I'll definitely make sure to check it out. Now, as we go down the huge splash, boom, and trim brakes as well, because, you know, we don't want to have all the speed coming around this turn. And something that you guys might not be able to see, but we do have these little water jets. You can see that one, and you can see that one, but, like, the ones farther down get harder to see. Like, this one just goes off, and this one just went off, and then this side, and then this side went off, and then this side went off. Yeah, they're kind of hard to see. I might have to, the triggers might be a little behind, which is kind of sad, but, yeah, so, now we're just gonna turn around this little brake section, and now we're gonna move on to the fourth and final part of this park. So we have gone through the first three, and now we're gonna go to the fourth, which we have recently finished in the past couple of weeks, actually. So let's escape, and we'll go back to tegidcam, maybe. No, I think I'll keep out of it just because I don't want to have to walk all the way down here. And I think what we'll do is we will go up walking, and then we will come down on our gondola ride. I think that's fair. So down here, which is really unpopular, which I'm kind of surprised about, is the our launched drop tower, I guess is what it's called. It's called a hyper jump, which I don't know why I had his number at the end. I don't think I named this flat ride because it was just kind of a normal, easy flat ride, not really needed to be named. And then down here is our bottom side of our gondola ride. No line again. We have 4,500 people. I guess more people just like the front area. And that was my one concern about this, actually, was the dispersion of guests. Literally nobody is back here. Which is, I mean, there's people here and there. They're probably going up to the roller coaster, though. And then here is the unstaffed now, because I think we just lost all of our staff, which is kind of annoying. Cosmic Cow and a hot dog squad. You know, that could be why, nobody's back here. Is because all the staff quit. You know, that could be why. I don't know. And we also have a restroom block. And, this style is a little bit different from the rest of the building style. This is more of a older brick and mud kind of building here. And then kind of turning around to the other side, we have Avalanche with this huge building here. And this one maybe, nope, no queue again. Maybe I guess it's just one of those off days for the park. I don't want to put any more guests in the park, really, just because we're running 30 FPS, and I think that's working pretty well. And if I try and overshoot it, then either the pads will get too crowded and stuff, or my computer won't be able to handle it. And this is one of the vista points that I put in, and honestly, I think it is probably the best view in this whole park. Actually, yeah, I think this is probably the best view from this park. And now we'll just wait here for a second. I took a screenshot there because I really just felt like it was needed, just because it's just such a good park. And I'll add that screenshot to the Steam Workshop where this park will be located at, and you guys can actually go and download that. The link will be in the description when the stream ends, or you guys can also search it up because it should be on the Steam Workshop currently if you guys want to play it. No line up here for the gondola ride either. Maybe there's a long line for the roller coaster because it seems like there's a lot of people on it currently. So we'll go through the queue here, and we'll go up and over here. I know this is probably my least favorite queue cover that I've made. It just got so jank. Yeah, look at that. Nobody in the queue. Wow. Oh, there they are. I know, like, when I first ran this park, I was doing a little bit just to get the people in here, and I will say, like, this back area was crowded. Everywhere was crowded, really. And I had, like, 5,000 guests in here, I think, was the total. Oh, no, we don't want to be down here. Hello? Yeah, we'll go right here. Although we're in a child's spot, so we might not be able to see. Oh, that might not be good. We'll go into chase view then. Yeah, we'll go into chase view. That way we're not just looking at the metal bar of this roller coaster. Now, this roller coaster actually did have a name, and I actually changed a little bit of the scenery for this since the actual POV for this roller coaster came out, which was actually the last Golden Gulch episode that came out. It was last week. So you might be able to see that right as we turn out of the station, actually. And it should be kind of obvious. If you guys watched the video anyway, or watched any of the time lapses, it should be a little bit obvious. But if you don't see it, it's all the trees that are out here. I figured, it kind of doesn't really look like an alpine area, but I think with all these trees, it looks a lot more like an alpine area. So that's what we are kind of. I did that off camera a little bit before the stream. A little bit before the stream, and I actually did that while I was letting everybody into the park. So that's kind of just what went on there. And as we kind of go through this, we're getting a little bit of lag. Oh, you know what? I don't even really talk during the roller coasters. I just tried not to, but I decided to. And the other thing that I want to show you that I did off camera, it has to do with that waterfall and where this river actually kind of starts. So as we turn around through this area, and we're gonna go up the lift hill here. So actually, we're gonna go faster because it kind of takes a little while here. Basically, I'll show you guys kind of what it looks like without. After all of the scenery that I did. So like, it's probably actually taking a huge toll on the frame rate. But I placed down a lot of trees, and I did a little bit of terrain painting, make it look a little bit more alpine-ish. And then, actually, let's go over here, and we'll look at this kind of upper pond here. And, the idea for this whole little river, is basically it connects the whole park. It connects all 4 areas, and the idea was it was going to start up here on this little mountain here, and then it was going to run all the way through into this lagoon, which is, here, we'll get a better view here. No, that's not what I meant to do. Get like an aerial view of the whole park, which takes up a good majority of the amount of space that we have. We have like out to here. So anyway, it was gonna start back here, and then it would go into this lagoon, and then it would go back into the mountain, and that's where it would end. But I didn't really know how I wanted to start, how I wanted to get this like start the river really. So I decided, it'd be kind of realistic to actually have a pump here that's pumping water into this little pond and forcing water over, and then basically that creates a little waterfall there, and then it kind of just feeds in here, and then it goes through. So the question is, where does this water come from? It probably would come from the very end here, or even in these little grates here. We could have it kind of pumping some extra water in here. Because I did do a little bit of fencing work and some grates there just to make sure, like, safety and all that as well. So that is Golden Gulch, guys. So actually, let's go back to the front area since you guys said that I missed it. And since I know we did ride the Rocky Ridge Mine Runner and the Rocky Ridge Expedition Tours, we'll just start from the very beginning. So, here, let's go back to where I was going to start the stream instead of on the roller coaster. Alright, so, welcome everybody to Golden Gulch. This is the 25th episode, and this is the finale, actually. Okay, I'm just joking. We're not going to go through all of that. We've pretty much done everything, though. Just a quick little go through of the town once again. We have the town hall, and this is where you can buy our priority passes, because that's where the info kiosk is. The motel, which does house a hotel area. Nobody uses it, though, I don't think. I don't know, really, if it's, like, actually, I wonder if people are using it. Let's check. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. 0 out of 6 rooms people are taking. Okay, so I guess nobody really wants to, use the hotel here, which is fair. I mean, I think you have to have a mega park with, like, 10,000 guests to have people staying overnight. So, anyway, keep going down. We have the general store, which is the Hats Fantastic, and that's where people are getting all these hats from that really don't fit the theme, but it's still hats, and that means that we're making money. And then on the other side we have Remington's Shooting Showdown, which is the gunsmith. We'll come back to that and we'll give that a ride in a second because you guys missed that. And then we have our bank here, the ATM, and then the church, which is a first aid building, and then rodeo, which is the stables, and just a little quick queue run through here. Oh, actually people are in the queue. It's only 3 people, but still people are in here. And then the flat ride itself is right there. So, and then coming across the street, we have the saloon with a huge line. Wow, that is crazy. You know, and it's probably because none of the other shops have anybody there. So, wow, that's kind of crazy. And then coming back here, we also have the sheriff office, which if you guys remember from episode 2, I placed this in. The original idea was the staff room would be right here, and it's just black. But I had to cover that up because I had to add 2 staff rooms because of the amount of staff that we needed to run this park. So now that we are through, we've been doing this stream. Well, I've been doing this stream for about an hour, but it was about 10 minutes in when I realized that we have not been really. We messed up with the stream, obviously. So we're actually 42 minutes in, which is still a really long time. So just a little view of the queue here. It's crazy long, full queue as the log flume ride was, and we go all the way down here. And sorry if that was a little sickening there. I got a little laggy there. So now if we click on this, it should tell me my high score, right? Maybe. If I go here, start shooting ride. Okay, I think last time I did this, I got a 900, and the highest score is 1200. So, I'm gonna give this a go and try and beat the high score. Alright. Alright, so we gotta wait for them to dispatch us first. Sounds like we are going. Alright. 2, 1. And I know, like, if you miss the targets, you lose a combo if you ever get a combo, and that's supposed to help you. Oh, can't get it. It's supposed to help you with, like, getting points and stuff, is getting combos. So the goal is to get combos. Ooh, and you know, I missed that one. Wow. Yeah, I'm definitely not doing all that well. I think I did better my second time. Alright, I think I'm just gonna try and spam. Whoa. Quick twist. And you know, I feel like I should have an advantage at doing this because I'm the creator of this. But at the same time, it's really hard to kind of do this. And as we finish out this, I did not do nearly as well as the AI did. Ooh, I didn't even get that. Man. So my score was 450. Yeah, it's okay. We'll go with it, I guess. I mean, it's a really hard thing, and you know what? I think it's fine though. I mean, if it's fun for the guests, obviously it is because they have so much of a queue time here. So I mean, as long as the guests like it, we're good. And now, finally for this ride, we're gonna walk down the exit hall, which has the winner, and there would be a photo spot on this ride for who would be the winner. So that is Golden Gulch, everybody. Now we have one more thing to do, and that is ride the train ride. So this one kind of brings the park full circle. It only circles, it touches 3 of the 4 areas, but it goes right next to the first area, and I think it kind of brings a good area to the park, I guess. So if you guys take a look at this line, it's really long here, probably because we're only running one train. So we'll actually have to wait a second for the train. I don't know where it's at currently. It's probably in the tunnel, so we'll speed up the game. And now, actually, I do want to talk to you guys about what's next to come in the Planet Coaster for this channel. And actually, I have started the next park. It will be probably 2 more weeks until I actually release the first video, and that's just because I want to make sure that I got everything planned out and how I want it to be. And as the train is actually rolling up here, we'll slow it down and we'll get back into the station here, and then we'll hop on in a second. But anyway, what this new park is going to be, it is going to be a studios park. So basically it's going to have a bunch of different themed areas. I'm going to utilize the Ghostbusters pack that came out, and I'm also going to utilize the Back to the Future pack that came out. So I'm going to try and utilize all of the in-game assets that I can that would make sense for a studios park, along with the studios pack. There will be a couple of roller coasters. There will be a couple of dark rides, probably a lot more dark rides than I normally create, which is going to be a little bit of a challenge, and it might actually extend the series just a little bit, because I'm not the best at dark rides. And we'll go to seat view, I think, in this. I don't want to be in the first car, though. Let's go, maybe, we can go the middle car, maybe, and we'll give this a little ride here. So, as I was saying anyway, we're going to be making a studios park, and I don't have a name for the park yet. I just, currently I have made the entrance area, and then, basically, we're going to have different themed areas, as I said, Ghostbusters with a coaster in that, and also a dark ride, the shooting ride, because those both came with the pack. We'll probably be making a go-kart track themed to Back to the Future, because that comes in that pack. We'll probably be making like a sci-fi ride. We'll be making like an inner city ride, maybe like a cops and robbers dueling coaster, which I've been thinking about. I've never made a dueling coaster though, so that might be a little bit of a challenge. Also the observatory, and maybe a boat ride going through a little river. So all that is kind of to come, and I can all theme that to movies is the idea. And we can be like our own movie company, and that's kind of what I want it to be. So I'm not going to try and theme it off of like Disney movies and or Universal Studios movies, although the park actually might be based off, like roughly off of like Universal Studios and stuff, on how things are laid out and like what rides reference what, but the actual rides are going to be way different. So now we are going on our train ride. This is the last thing we're going to do in this park, and then we'll be done with the live stream. So as we move on, maybe we'll get a little bit of coaster interaction, maybe, just maybe. I don't think we will. Are we getting, well, we should be getting a little bit of car ride though. We kind of passed the car ride, but I think we were. We'll look to the left. Coaster, where are you? Are you there? See, the biggest coaster interaction on this ride would probably be this Helix area, which I thought I saw it go down. Oh, there it is. You guys see it? It's about to come dropping towards us. We might see it. And look at that interaction there. Yeah, I know, we're just staring at this guy's face, but it's okay. And zoom right over, and look at that. Finally, we get a little bit of coaster interaction. We might even get a little bit of coaster interaction with the Alpine coaster that we made. I think it's actually, we named it the Alpine Adventure, which is the name. So you guys can check out that video as well. It was the last video in the playlist. This will be the actual last video in the playlist. After after we end this, I'll add that, and then I will add the link to this park actually on the Steam Workshop. I'll try and link it in the comments, and then, or not in the, yeah, I'll put it in the comments, I guess, and then you guys can also search that up in the Steam Workshop if you guys want to ride, or not to ride this, but to actually experience this park for yourself. So we are about halfway through, well, I would say maybe 3/4 of the way through this train ride now. It's about to get dark, and we're about to go into the hidden area, which I added in here as a little fun thing. Ooh, weird light flickers. That kind of adds to the immersion of this little area here, as if you look, we have skeletons, and it's just a pub, but it's one of those abandoned pubs that seems like people were just abandoned to. They were put in here just to be kind of like put to death and stuff, which could possibly be true. So now we are coming out of the tunnel, and we are coming up the little curve. It's probably going to slow down a lot, and then we'll go back into the station. So with all that being said, we are coming to the end of this live stream. So, hopefully you guys enjoy this live stream. I know I did. Even though we had that little mishap at the beginning, I think it worked out fine. So, this has been episode 25, the finale of Golden Gulch, as we chug along right into the station of our Mexican train. So, I just keep repeating myself because I thought we were way closer to the station than we were. Anyway, now that we are actually at the station, thank you guys so much for watching this live stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I did, and we had that little mishap, but I think it turned out just a-okay. So we'll go into a bird's eye view for the ending of this park. So yeah. Actually, I want to go to that side to give it a nice view. Or we'll go to that view actually that we were coming from the back side. Or we'll go down here. And so some things that you might encounter while you download this, though, I will say you might encounter some staff problems and stuff. But other than that, it should be pretty well saved and all that. So now we are truly to the end of this this park. We've completed Golden Gulch. This has been the live stream. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. Hopefully you guys have an amazing day. Alright. See you guys next time.